me a couple of minutes to reestablish all the connections. Yes. Perfect. So, first lesson of counterpoint. Yes. Let me share the screen for you. First lesson of counterpoint. All right. So, here we go. Why we should study counterpoint? This is the first question that we have to ask. This is the material I'm showing you. Yes, I'm going to, this is from a course I designed. Yes. So it's from a website, but don't worry because, yes, that's why you see that this is from a website that designed that is apart from that, within WKMT, yes, but another website. But I am going to make an article of this and it's going to be published in the blog. So you're going to receive the information all the same. Okay? So just saying, yeah. And the material is taken from several books, one of which is an amazing book, yes, called, it's written in Spanish, Contrapunto y Polifonía, yes, by Eduardo Quequi, which was my maestro, yes, of composition and several other topics, yes, who is a great theorist, really. Maybe I'm a little biased on this, but I don't think so. So there are some materials that is taken from that, yes. So when we say counterpoint, yes, we usually relate counterpoint with Bach, right? Johann Sebastian Bach. Or we relate maybe from the counterpoint to Renaissance music, yes. Now, let's start from the simple question. Do you know exactly what counterpoint is?
It is the horizontal and vertical relationship between lines of melodies.
Very good definition, Panaritos.
The rules.
Sorry?
There are the rules of the polyphony.
Well, the word, as we said, very good. As we said last time, poly, because Panaritos, from now on, it will be, Panaritos. You know that you're going to be the one that explains all the Greek terms. This poly means
many.
Many and
phony means voice.
Okay, there you go. So, yes, there of course are the rules, but the rules are the crystallization of an idea as well. A structuring factor, yes, of an idea. What Panetti said, and you said it really well, yes, is the horizontal and the vertical organization of the music. Yes. At the same time, yes, in which it teaches you, yes, how to have control horizontally and vertically, yes, and by layering several lines, they discovered that there was a vertical component, and from which harmony, it came to be, yes. So the harmony is the vertical, yes, and then the harmonic expanded, being the structuring factor of areas of music, yes. That's why but that came. Imagine that the counterpoint started in the 1300s, and then the harmony got crystallized by being a structuring factor of the form in the classical period, 1740, 1750, give or take. There are at the very least 500 years in between, at the very least. So there's a long way to go, yes. So everything that we see in counterpoint, yes, and is seen as a contrapuntal, had a very long period of evolution, yes. So mainly, yes, the counterpoint focuses in two parameters, yes, which is the horizontal, the melodic line, yes, which controls two things, the pitch and the rhythm. And by call the rhythm, we make a very there's a very specific word called the surface rhythm. Yes. Do you know what's called a surface rhythm? When I say the surface rhythm, it's the rhythm that we know. Yes, the note value. The reason why it's called the surface rhythm is because under it, there's a beat. Yes? The beat is the continuum. Yes? But it's not seen. Yes? On top of that, when I say seen, you know that we don't see it. Yes? But it's not perceived. Yes, as such. It's what is perceived by the ear, along with the pitch, is a surface rhythm, what lies on the surface. Yeah, that's why we make a difference between what a surface rhythm is, yes, which is a rhythm that we know, yes, they consider to be the note values, that they're on top of the continuum, which is the beat, yes. So by learning different melodies, you have the vertical aspect that emerges, and then that was called the harmony. Yes, they saw that there were certain convergences in the music. Yes, that was needed. Yes, to clarify the form, such as cadences. That was the first concept of harmony. Harmony is a structuring factor. Yes, a structuring factor is what clarifies the form of the music, is the punctuation mark. The first one was a cadence in which, among all the polyphony, all these vertical lines that were intertwined, they needed a convergence. They needed to fall somewhere. That's why the word cadence comes from cadere. Cadere means to fall. Yes, so all the polyphony, all the lines fall into place. That creates a punctuation mark, which after that we'll call harmony. Yes, because the vertical aspect, all the voices converged and then carried on in polyphony. The technique that allows that to happen, allows the polyphony to happen, and I think Panayotis also gave a very good definition between polyphony and counterpoint, is the technique is the counterpoint, the punctum contrapunctum, yes? And the study, let's say, yes, in harmony, I mean, the byproduct of that, of the contrapunctal technique in harmony that survived, was called voice leading. It's a byproduct of the contrapunctal technique, yes, which is like the simplified version, yes, of the counterpoint, yes. That's why in harmony, you see a lot of things that are connected by counterpoints. Oh, but I see it in harmony. No, actually what came first was counterpoint, yes? Then there are certain rules, more or less to organize the verticality, that survived, let's say, is still applied in harmony, yeah? Okay, so by incorporating the concept of voice leading to the criteria used of the 5 species in counterpoint. The 5 species in counterpoint is a method to learn this technique that came much later in history. Yes, it's a method, yes, to learn a technique that, again, yes, lasted for hundreds and hundreds of years, yes, which are 5 species. We're going to see how they're related, yes, how they work, and it's a way to structure not just only structure when you're composing, but you see how the composer structure the pieces, yes. So the 5 species in counterpoint will allow us to define the 2 planes on which the musical discourse is based. the expression and the structure. These are the two terms that, again, I took it from the book of my master, Eduardo Keki, yes, who I respect a lot, and I learned a lot from him, because it defines the expression and the structure, which in music and in art in general, I think is the most important thing to have very clear. Because he says the what is the structure and the how, the what is the structure on which the how is manifested. Yes. So you have the what and the how, the structure and its expression. So you can have a chord, but you can express that chord through many different things. You can have a melodic line, and you can express in different ways. Yes. So you always have a structure and its expression. Yes. And that is the study of counterpoint. I mean, the technique of counterpoint allows you to do that. Musical coherence is found in the what, while expression is found in the how. So musical coherence is about structure. It's the what. Yes, that's what makes something coherent, consistent. The expression is found in the how. For example, let's say musical coherence is a sonata form. I mean, is a what? Yes. Now, the expression of the sonata form is found in the how. How are you going to express that structure and the line? Yeah. More or less. I mean, this is a topic that we start today, and then we're going to see how it unfolds. Yes, for a long time. Yeah. So that is mainly my goal with you. Yes. The study of counterpoint is going to be all about that. It's going to see that. The what and the how. That's it. We're going to see examples from this book as well, which is really good, which is Counterpoint Composition, a study of voice leading by Felix Salzer. He was a disciple of Heinrich Schenker. Heinrich Schenker, I don't know if someone knows him. No. He developed a way of analyzing music, which he went to the structure, yes, that was underlined, yes. Let me get this. Sorry, let me get this right. Underlined in the music. For example, let's go here. When I'm seeing the structure and the expression, okay, I will give this example because I think it's quite visual. This example is taken from that book. It is Etude of Opus 25, number 2 of Chopin. Yeah. Number 12 of Chopin. Yes, it is in page 131 of the book. And then you see that the beginning, yeah, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars, right? I hope that you can see it and it's not very, there you go. I think now you can see it clearly, hopefully.
It's the same as it was. Hasn't changed.
We're looking at the streaming studio.
Pardon me?
We are looking at the streaming studio.
Mm-hmm.
We're not looking at the notes.
Streaming studio.
How do I say it? We are looking at, it's not the usual, we are looking at your YouTube instead of, the notes are very small.
Now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. So this is I don't know if someone played this. It's a... Sorry?
No, just talking about the key, C minor.
Oh, yes, C minor, yes. This is a an etude, Opus 25, number 12 of Chopin. It's taken from this book of I'm saying, the Felix Sasser, page 131. So you have the first 6 bars, more or less, which, you know what? Let's have a go. Let's listen to it. Yes. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh my God. Adds, you know, patience. Patience. Can you see it, right?
Yes.
Is this one?
No, wait. Chopin. Etude 25, number 12. This one, actually. Number 12. I want number 12.
It's the last one.
Okay. Just listen to it. I don't know if someone played it, but it's very difficult. Up to there. Yeah? So, this is what we listened. Now, that's the how. Yes? It's the how. What is the what? The what can be seen here. That's the structure. If we go beyond that, we're going to have the B. If you go beyond that, the C. That's it. That is what Heinrich Schenker designed, by the way. Yes. It's a system that went into purely the structure. Yes, the essence, let's say. So naturally, if you want to create a piece, we won't create it from the C. I mean, the C is the structure, is what brings coherence. Everything is about an E flat going to the C upon a pedal of the C. Now, if you do that, you wouldn't have I mean, it's not much of a piece, right? Because it doesn't find its expression, right? So the study of how to combine, how to see, let's say, how to build, how to analyze, yes, a piece from the structure to the expression, from the structure and its ornamentation, let's say, is a study of counterpoint. Because in counterpoint, you start from pure structure, note against one. Then the second piece is going to be 2 against 1, in which you introduce the dissonance, the movement. Not the dissonance because it's bad or ugly, or it's a movement. A dissonance represents movement in music. Yes, because every time in the, I don't know if you have you studied counterpoint before?
I used to.
Yeah. Well, just ask me naturally with me. I mean, come on. Okay, but that's mainly it. Is how to see, what to see, let's say. Yes? In this case, is from all the expression, you have something that is structural. Yes? To know the difference with what is structural, what is not, what is ornamental. Yes? That it brings counterpoint. Yeah? There's another example. This one. Let me see if I can open it. And there you go. I'm not going to watch the ad, naturally. It's a piano sonata for Beethoven, our friend Beethoven. Yes. Which is again, it's the same book, the same example, Study of Voice Linear by Salzer, page 121. The Opus 31, number 1. Maybe someone played it. The second movement. Maybe. I don't know. There you go. Anything familiar with this? Let's see. Second movement. Beautiful second movement as only Beethoven can deliver. That's for sure. So you have the expression, but if you go to the B point, yes, what would we have? We have the structure. If we play just this, so if we play this, again, it won't be much of a piece. It's just a structure. Yes? So how, where are these notes taken from? Let's say. The C and the E, you have the C and the C. The B and the D, B and D. The C and E, C and E. A and F, A and F. E and G, E and G. F and C, F and A. So this is a structure. This is what? This is expression. This is an intermediate, yes, let's say, stage. You see that you can still recognize. Yes? So that's an intermediate step. So from what you see, yes, because when you're playing a piece, let's say, it's very hard to notice what is structural. Yes? It's very hard. The interlegere, again, you see between the lines. Yes? Because you encounter this and say, okay, what's the deal with this? What is important? Yes? What is not important? Yeah? So that is why we study counterpoint. It's just beyond just saying it's a button. It's not just a bunch of rules of 5 pieces in which, okay, the first note against 1, 2 against 1, 4 against 1, suspensions, and all together. That is what generally is taught. Yeah, it's beyond that. Yes. So that is the aim, let's say, of these lessons. Yes. Because it's not only for composers. Yes. As pianists. Yes. I always insist on this. You will take much profound decisions if you know this. Even if you don't compose a single note in your life. Yes. But when you play, you will discover what lies behind the simple notes, and you will take decisions upon that. Yeah, because sometimes I think it's quite common, I will say, quite common, that pianists take decisions based on the apparent, based on the ornamentation, not on the structure. And there are certain notes that they are, if you know this technique, let's say, yes, you will discover what is truly structural and will make decisions upon that. Yeah. Okay, so this is something that I would like to read, which is taken again from the book of Keiki, because when we study something, whatever we study, yes, it is a huge undertaking. Yes, when we study a piece, when we play a piece, it's not just playing the notes. Yeah, is trying to bring back through your paradigm music that was written from a completely different context. It's a constant transformation. Whenever you play something, you bring it back to life. Yes. So, historical context in our study is not just about counterpoints; it's about general things, I dare say. Today, it is unlikely to achieve an exact musical result from a specific historical period, apart from being a completely useless undertaking. A composition in a purist style only allows a result that is at least contrived. The world on which a language is created belongs to it. Wanting to include ourselves from the outside with expression typical of a bygone era allows us to obtain a false copy that lacks all property and authenticity. This last statement means that we must know from our worldview the elements that have created different expressions and syntax. Because this knowledge allows creating work methodologies applied to musical discourse, the exercises that illustrate the conceptual contents here are not intended to resemble the periods where these procedures reigned, but rather exemplify from the outside, paying respect to the principles on which they are based. We take advantage of the context by working on it rather than recreating them. The most important thing is the elaboration of certain concepts that can assist the creation. Just as on more than one occasion we've seen works that apply these concepts, adapting them, without being similar to the expressions that have been used in the past. Even incorporating all the aspects that a certain period uses with a deep understanding of those elements means that we want to include them as outsiders of the initial syntaxis that this music was created. Although the constituent elements of a given syntax may be felt, there remains the doubt whether this feeling of understanding is merely our way of grasping a process that may differ from that particular epoch lived. So the experience is not transferable. Eduardo Kiki, Counterpoint and Polyphony, page 655, which brings me to the fact that it's a very long book. So, what is that? I mean, without the summary, yes, but what do you think this is all about? Yes?
Well, I mean, last night I was listening to jazz,
Yes.
Like Bach never listened to jazz. So, we have many different how do you call it, aspects that affect our emotions as well.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, the first thing that I from my humble point of view, yes, that we should understand, we should grasp before we take any undertaking such as playing a piece or studying a period or studying counterpoint or whatever, is first of all to know that the experience is not transferable. Yes, that the worldview that these people had, yes, as he said, the world on which a language is created belongs to it. I mean, if you play today a piece, if you create a piece today, you belong to the world that you live. You don't believe. I mean, you don't belong to Bach's world. Sorry, but no. Yes, and the experience is not transferable. You cannot. That's why he says it's a useless undertaking to achieve an exact musical result from a specific historical period. It's a useless undertaking because the experience is not transferable, because the language that was created belongs to it. Yes. Wanting to include ourselves from the outside with expressions typical of a bygone era, a era that is gone. Yes. Allows us to obtain a false copy that lacks all property and authenticity. If you want to transfer your experience into that era, is gone. Yes, what we can do is to pay respect to it. Yes, and try to, from our worldview, knowing, acknowledging that we are outsiders. Yes, as he says, even incorporating all the aspects that a certain period uses, even if you're the best specialist of the world, that you know everything, is a knowledge with a deep understanding of those elements, means that we want to include them as outsiders of the initial syntaxis that this music was created. So first of all, maybe you don't agree. I'm not saying you should agree. I'm saying
No, I really. Can I ask a question?
yes, all the questions you want.
Is he talking about, for example, we as performers,
Yeah.
that we are performing a music that was created in the past,
Yes.
and we cannot be completely linked to this because it happened in life many times ago, and the only thing that we can do is respect this music and try to understand and perform this music with all the elements this music was created, like historical performance.
Yeah. Yeah, it's connected to everything, connected to every undertaking in that. I mean, he's talking about the study of counterpoint, but this can be extrapolated to many different things, I think.
Okay.
Yes, I think. Because when you study counterpoint, you're studying techniques and things, and yes, they're all in the past and a bygone era. Yes, I mean, long gone, yes. But I believe that it cannot be applied to everything. You as may not composer, but also as performers. When you're performing, you are what? Transforming. Yes, you're recreating. And recreating, you are. It's a transmigration. It's a transformation. Again, you're bringing from the past.
Always
let's say
evolution.
It's like how many symphonies did Mozart write? 41, 42, I think.
41.
Could we write the symphony number 43 ourselves? Do we need to?
Exactly.
If Mozart did it himself, then yes, but
Exactly.
how
Exactly.
could we be if
Because, as again, the world on which a language is created belongs to it.
yeah.
Yes. So is there? Is gone. I mean, is an expression of ideas and emotion of that period. We are outsiders. Let's say, yes. So we can work on it, but rather recreating it from a perspective that we acknowledge, let's say, that we are outside from the initial syntaxis, and then the experience it cannot be transferred. Yes, I mean, we cannot know 100% what was to live in Bach's period. We cannot know that. Even if we try, we can't. Even if you know everything that we needed to know, all the Bach's pieces and his harmony and everything and our articulation, and we studied everything, the experience is not transferable. Yes, so the only thing that we can do is, yes, a deep understanding about all the aspects, yes, that they were used, to include them, but from a different worldview, acknowledging that fact, let's say, paying respect to it. Yes, that's for sure. Yeah, because yes, Joaquin.
And even though we're talking about the past, for example, if I'm going to perform a piece by you as a composer, I think we can apply this too, because you are alive, but it's a music that it's from yourself. And I think I have another experiences. And when I'm going to perform this music, I'm recreating this. But even though in this same time.
Yes, exactly. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think so. Yes. Yeah. You can, I mean, that's why the role also, that's how I wanted to also to connect it to the role of a performer, because it's so important, I think. Yes. The composer lived an era, had a worldview. A piece is a crystallization of his or her worldview in that moment. Yes. You as a performer, you come and then you bring that to life. You bring to this era all this syntax, let's say, that is all this is that worldview, but knowing that is through you. Yes, you will not ever, never. It won't be. It's impossible, let's say, yes, to recreate something exactly as the way that was, yes, to express what this, in the same way that this person expressed himself or herself 100 years ago. Or like here's Joaquin, even today. Yeah, but from the outsider point of view, you can bring that syntax through you. That's also what's interesting, because that's why art is alive, I think. It's because every time you play a piece, every time you perform it, you're transforming, you're bringing something that is you, and only you. It's your own syntax as well. Yes. The way that you play, for example, Joaquin, you can play Bach, concerto, I don't know, in D minor. I don't know. Whatever. It's not the same thing that Trevor Pinnock.
No.
Because that's you bring something that is only you. Paying respect. Yes, that's why, and Then you can bring all the discussions you want about the pedal, no pedal, but yes, playing on the piano, on a harpsichord. But I believe that the first process is to have this clear. Yes, because then there's discussions about, no, because Bach did and Bach da, 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 and they don't come to the essence of what is. Yes, what behind all this, okay, play with the pedal, no pedal, yeah, okay, no, the ornament, no ornament, no, he wrote this, no, he wrote that, and it's endless. Yeah. We know that as musicians, no? We have been there. Endless discussions, yes, endless. But I rarely listen to anyone talk about this concept, like as my maestro, wrote, which I believe is very interesting. I believe, yes. So to have it clear before we study, before we undertake anything, yes, is to pay respect to it, to see that, to have very clear, yes, the certain concepts, yes, and then yes, we study, yes, and this is for everything, yes, because I don't know about you, but if you don't know exactly what you're undertaking, I mean, every time you do something, you're going to invest time and effort and energy, yes, so if those things are not very clear, why should you do it? I mean, you should be doing another thing. You see what I mean? So if you have very clear what are you going to do, how are you going to do it, yes, and why you're doing this, fantastic. Yeah, that's why I wanted to have this lesson to clarify, let's say, what was the aim. Yes, not by bringing, okay, the rules of counterpoint are this. 1 against 1, 2 against 1. I mean, anyone can do that, okay? Yes. Why you study is the first question. Yes. If not, don't even go there. Yeah. Now, one thing also that I would like to clarify, yes, is that all this counterpoint and classical music comes from we call the second age. Yes, all this music that we inherit today, yes, is thanks for the notation. Yes, if not, all this music would be impossible. Would have been impossible to have. A German ethnomusicologist, Walter Viora, I don't know how to pronounce this, sorry, proposed in his work The Four Ages of Music, okay, in 1967, and marked a division that will bring us closer to the vision of history that we'll try to trace in this course. The first age, the age of memory, musical cultures prior to the development of musical notation. Yes, before 1100, which is the age more or less in which we found the first neumes. Yes. The second age, which is the one that we kind of call classical music in a way, yes, is the age of mutation, European musical culture. Just saying. Western European. Yes, because our focus of study is very small, actually. Yeah. Based on the development of musical notation after, yes, 1100 until 1930. And then there's a third age that he poses, that is the age of sound. Global musical cultures, not Western European, global, based on the development of sound technologies, creation, diffusion, and commercialization. That's why today, yes, the music is not written. All the electronic music, pop music, rock music is not written. Everything is about sound. So you have the age of memory, the age of notation, yes, and the age of sound. Just to have a little bit clear the areas of our study. Yeah. Now, another lesson that, another application, yes, where is it? Of counterpoint, very briefly, yes. I'm going to give you a couple of ones that they're not known. No, they're known. For sure, you know the Seventh Symphony of Beethoven, the second movement, the theme, the Pathétique, the Adagio, yes. Then you listen to it. You have very clear examples of counterpoint there, yes. But there's also certain music that is maybe not that known, yes. For example, Ligeti, Lux Eterna, that created, yes. Yeah, I'm not going to listen to that. No. Created what is called micropolyphony, yes. And let me open this, a little bit of patience here with the yes, there you go. And music for regulation, Pathétique, Fugue in minor, yes. That is interesting because the Canterbury survived, including this century. Yes, something. It was a phrase that he coined. Give me just 1 second, please. No, sorry. Oh yes. The most important thing is the elaboration of certain concepts that can assist the creation, just as on more than one occasion we see in works that apply these concepts, adapting them without being similar to the expressions, yes, that have been used in the past. Yes, so why? Because there are a lot of composers that used the same structure, let's say, with a different expression. This is a very good example of it. This is a Hungarian composer called György Ligeti that has a piece called Lux Eterna that uses contrapuntal technique, actual contrapuntal techniques, yes, but with a different expression. Yes, as he said here, yes, the elaboration of certain concepts that can assist the creation, another composition, just as on more than one occasion, in this case, this example, we see in works that apply these concepts, adapting them without being similar to the expressions that have been used in the past. So, why? Because this piece uses polyphony and counterpoint, hence the result is polyphony. And you're going to see, I don't know if you know this piece. Do you know this piece?
No, I've never listened to it.
No. I am quite sure that you're not going to listen to any hint of Bach here. Yes? We're not going to listen to everything, but just to listen to the first minute, you will see why. I'm going to stop it right now because it's at 10 minutes. But I don't think that you can hear anything, any similar to Bach. But this is a canon. The same technique that you can sing, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, merrily. The same technique is that. So you see how the expression can change dramatically, yes, by using the same concepts, yes. This is called micropolyphony. Yes, this is a very interesting composer. If you can listen to him, he has very, very, very interesting things. You see that it creates something that is a texture, is very tactile texture, let's say, yes, with voices and with semitones, yeah, and they're intertwined. But there's a canon, yes. The same thing or similar example with Steve Reich, American composer. One piece called Proverb. He's still alive, by the way. And then you go, and then you have 40 minutes. Yes? But among all the pieces I could present, yes, because we have, in your case, yes, I'm sure that you know these examples almost not by heart, but, except this one maybe, yes, the Renaissance. But the Little Fugue in G minor, the Sonata Pathétique, the Symphony, yes, so you can, there you go. You could relate this to counterpoint, but this is also counterpoint. This technique, yes, oh my God, come on.
It was a canon too in the beginning?
Yes, exactly. Yes, it's a technique that was used, the same techniques used by Bach or Renaissance, music, yes. This is, for example, Renaissance, and it's the same technique.
This is by who? Is anonymous?
These ones are anonymous. It's a motet. Yes? That's why it's this. They're all anonymous. Yes? So, that is, the examples that a technique, that's why it's a technique, yes, is not really, I mean, what I want you to have clear, yes, is first the purpose, yes, is not only the counterpoint we studied to know a bunch of rules, but to see and to grasp the concept of the what and the how, the structure and its expression. And the what is a technique. You see that the expression can take many, many, many forms. And also with everything that we undertake that is in the past, I believe, yes. That's my vision. I'm not saying it has to be yours, yes. But knowing that we are outsiders, that we have to pay respect, that we have to know it, yes, but we always recreate through our own spyglass, let's say, yes, with our own paradigm, yeah. And also to take a little bit away this connection, yes, that people kind of always does, which is the relating counterpoint with Bach, and that's it. I mean, Bach was the corollary, yes, the ultimate development of this technique, but was not, I mean, of the what, let's say, but it was not the end of it. I mean, because you can find many expressions. To compose with counterpoint doesn't mean to compose like Bach. As we saw, these two pieces, the proverb of Steve Reich and Lux Aeterno Legati, I don't think that they sound like Bach. Or in Renaissance, we have a modal counterpoint, which is prior to tonality. Yeah, so that's why, yes, we are managing a little bit more abstract concepts. Yes, I don't want you to do anything that is related to a style. There are abstract concepts of dissonance as consonance and balance and symmetry, and the organization of these two lines of thinking, which is these two parameters of Panagiotis, very well said. Yes, what is horizontal and what is vertical. Yes, that's it. That's the aim of the course. Okay.